your program, you're going to see 4 little numbers by every single lift. It's going to be very tempting to ignore those numbers, but you really shouldn't.
No, definitely something that is an important component of the program and will affect your workouts, affect your results, something that was deliberate in the programming. So you don't want to skip that column in the workout program.
And here's what it means. We're talking about tempo training. Courtney has prescribed exactly how long each component of every single lift that you're going to perform is going to take. In the user manual, every single number in the order are all going to be listed, so you can read up on that later. But in general, we're going to talk about the importance of tempo training and why we really want you to follow it exactly.
So for hypertrophy programming, which we're doing here, one method of getting extended time under tension, a little bit more muscle damage, which then causes muscle growth, is to take a longer time during your lifts on the eccentric portion of the lift. So that's where you're gonna see a lot of higher numbers in those in that tempo column. And we're doing that again deliberately to take more time for our sets. So you might be watching the clock and going, oh my God, this is taking me, over a minute to complete my set. We're doing that on purpose. That's gonna create, it's one method of creating more growth. And that's how I have designed this program, is to utilize that, the longer tempos.
So stick to the numbers.
Stick to the numbers.
We'll get more into weight selection in another video, but just a really quick note on that. Weight selection is affected by tempo training, right? You're not gonna be able to lift a really heavy weight really, really slowly, repeatedly.
Especially on that eccentric portion, you're trying to control it and control it well. There's a big component of mind-muscle connection here that happens there. You might be able to, incline press X amount of weight, but then can you control lower it the whole time? So there's a lot of elements at play here. Slowing down that tempo, if we've got a 2 or a 3 second lower, we're probably gonna have to lighten up a little bit because that set's gonna take forever and you're gonna fatigue. And that is kind of the point. Why I have designed it this way. But there's a lot of factors at play. So again, don't ignore it and don't assume you're gonna go all out with your max weight for all this stuff. So that being said, use your onboarding week as kind of a test for all of these workouts. Play with the tempo, make sure that you're looking, that you're counting, that you're choosing the weight. You've got 3 sets to play with things. It might not be exactly where you want it to be for that first week, but play to that mind-muscle connection, play to the control, figure out where you need to start with your weights so you can really kind of hit it the next week and start to build on that.
So the first number you're gonna see is
the eccentric lower.
The second number you're gonna see is
pause at the bottom.
The third number you're gonna see is
the concentric.
How long the concentric takes. Yep. And the fourth number
is the pause at the top.
We just diagrammed the biceps curl. Yeah, but it applies to any of the lifts in the program.
Yep.
Don't forget, all of this is covered for you in your user manual.
And it's also laid out in a separate column with all of your tempo numbers in your training program that you can take to the gym with you.